Okay, so this is for annotating stage directions in a word processor. First thing you'll need is to put down your name and your heading. You will go ahead and make sure that if you are using Microsoft Word, you're going to end up using this beautiful review feature where you add comments. If you are in Google Docs, you'll end up using the comment feature that's already there. Go ahead and put the title on it. As you can see, I'm centering it with this beautiful center button. So the title is going to include stage directions for, and we want to go ahead and put what act and what scene. So let's go ahead and grab our text. The text is free online. Here you can see Midsummer Night's Dream. You want to select somewhere around, I would say about 600 words at least. But you don't want to go too crazy because then you're not really doing a close reading. So I'm just going to grab right when Lysander and Hermia, they have they are finally alone at the end of Act 1, Scene 1, and they decide to run off together, and then they tell Helena, which is actually a whole huge slew of text. So I'm just going to go ahead, Act 1, Scene 1. You'll notice we do lowercase there. And you can do this one of two ways. I love computer shortcuts, so I just hold down Control and do C for copy. You could, of course, go like that. And again, because I love computer shortcuts, I put my cursor there, I hold down Control, and I go V as in paste. So C is copy, and V, like victory, is paste because they're right next to each other. You can, of course, go right-click and press paste. Okay, so you can see the word count of this is about 1,000 words. I don't even think I'm going to use the whole section. I'd like to just focus on the Hermia and Lysander dialogue. So let's say I'm looking over at Hermia's dialogue, and here she's talking about how she would cry. If I press review and I go to new comment, what I need to do is I really need to make in-depth, thoughtful explanation of what I'm having a character do and why. So I can take a couple different routes. I can do lighting, I can do movement, I can do how a character is saying something, just anything, facial expression, anything that helps convey how people are feeling or reacting or what's motivating them. One thing I do need to do is make sure I'm constantly looking at what am I analyzing. So I'm not just going to put down Hermia looks like she's about to cry. I really need to either put down something about character motivation, character trait, mood, tone, something like that, that I make sure that I'm doing an analysis. So Hermia, it's obviously about to cry, but the question is why? Why is she about to cry? And I think personally, knowing Hermia at the stage that I do, and that I have read the text before, Hermia is a spitfire, and she can be very, very angry and quick to anger. So I'm going to go ahead and actually make those tears tears of frustration and tears of anger. So Hermia looks about to cry and says her lines with frustration and a thread of anger. She is angry with her father for wanting her to either marry Demetrius or die, and frustrated that Theseus is upholding that, as well as offering the third option to be a nun. She feels trapped. That's pretty good. So what I've done there is, one, I've shown not only how she would be saying something, but I'm making it more complex, talking about frustration, talking about anger. And then also I'm explaining what within the text is causing that frustration and that anger. So that kind of motivation. So if I'm going to have the lights dim, how is that contributing to the mood, and what is the mood? So when you're talking about literary elements, make sure you're very, very specific. If you were going to do this in something like a Google Doc. Let's just go ahead and, I'm just going to paste that stuff right there. Obviously, I would put my heading and all that stuff too, but when I'm selecting my stuff, like let's say these lines, I'm going to just go to comments, and I'm going to make a comment, and I will go ahead and comment here virtually exactly how I commented back on the Microsoft Word. Then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to save as, I'm going to save it as a PDF. When I save it as a PDF, I want to save it as stage directions. You can see I've already done a sample PDF, so it's going to replace it. Okay, when that pops up, all of my comments, there needs to be a total of 10, but all of my comments will also appear in the margins. And like I said, probably 600 words or less. This is over 1,000 words. So about 3 pages worth of text, most likely, would be good. So that way you're really hammering out all the different things happening within the scene. Okay, and then you can just submit that, and that is that.